Hello there, great person, and welcome back to Let's Dive into Warhammer 40k. Today, we will see what the Blood Angels can do. I know that they have this blood rage. I don't know anything else, so let's just have some fun. This one is going to be a video about the devastation of Baal. And Baal, I think, is a demon god or something in Babylonian lore, but I might be completely mistaken. So yeah, this time we will listen or react to a video from SleepySack. And SleepySack has 11,000 subs. So if you want to support him, if you like this video, please definitely be sure to leave a like at this video and go to the original. It will be linked in the description of this video, of course. And also, if you like my reaction, consider liking, subscribing as well to this channel to get more reaction content to great stories. And yeah, if you want to support me a bit, make sure to check out my new horror stories series. I will pin it in the comments, and you can go there, read it, and it's a bit interactive, so you might have some fun with it as well. So, without further ado, let's get into the Blood Angels and see what bloody stuff they will do, and have some fun. Ooh, a planet, a sunrise, the Baal system. Blood Angels chapter homeworld. What's gonna happen? Who's gonna attack?
One of the bloodiest and most costly battles in the noble history of the Blood Angels, the Sons of Sanguinius, took place in the closing days of the 41st millennium, when the largest tendril of High Fleet Leviathan ever recorded descended upon the Baal system.
Okay, I'm sorry? Yes? Okay, so Tyranids, love it already. You know I love my Tyranids. I saw the starting edition for the 10th edition, and I will probably get that. So yeah, I can't wait to do that. But yeah, so we are in a time where Leviathan will fall down on this planet. Apparently, let's see what happens and what gets gobbled up here.
World of the Blood Angels Space Marines. This encounter pushed the noble Blood Angels chapter to near extinction, and would later become known as the Devastation of Baal.
Baal. Da-da-da-dum. Great.
The first indication of the approaching doom came to light when a transmission was received on Baal in 998 of the 41st millennium that the Krypton shield had fallen.
What is the Krypton shield? Is that a planetary belt? Is that a defense grid? Is that a real shield, like a planetary shield? What is it?
This was the name given to the fortified worlds of the cryptus system, long intended to hold back the might of an incoming High Fleet.
I'm so sorry. I just should have listened. You know, that's something I rarely do. Like I really listen intently, but I also have thoughts, so that's why I pause anyway.
It was established after the wake of destruction left by High Fleet Behemoth in anticipation of something far greater in scale and even more terrifying.
I see.
Sensing the horrors that were fast approaching, Dante, commander of the Blood Angels, had put plans in motion to defend their homeworld.
Okay, so Dante, this guy looks a bit like a sun god, though he also has the angel wings. Are they real? I know that one person has real wings, but I don't know who that was. Please remind me who had the wings. Was that this guy? And yeah, I like the white. Like, it's very, very, yeah, clean white. I don't know what else how else to describe it, but it's this very clean, angelic dove, like a dove, like white dove, white, whatever. And yeah, of course, the helmet is like the sun god, the corona, symbolizing his power as a god. Well, okay, he's not a god. The God Emperor is a god, perhaps.
Detached strike forces fought hit-and-run battles with the Hive's smaller splinter fleets throughout the Red Scar in an attempt to grind the progress of the Hive fleet to a halt. Meanwhile, the defences of Baal and its twin moons of Baal Prime and Baal Secundus were bolstered like never before. Colossal fortresses rose above the sweltering sands.
Oh, what is that? What is this? I'm sorry. This is just scientific curiosity. What is this supposed to be? Is that a megastructure? Is that a solar spot? Like, it's too big and too dark. So what is this? By the way, the moon's too close again. But yeah, we've seen that.
Surface-mounted defense systems were deployed in great numbers.
Ooh,
A call for
that's cool.
reinforcements was made to the Blood Angels' successor chapters, who gathered from across the galaxy to defend the honour of their chapter. Even with the additional troops, it still did not seem to be enough, for the Tyranids were seemingly without number, and High Fleet Leviathan was learning the weaknesses of its prey at
disgusting.
an exponential rate. Knowing that the consumption of the cryptus system
what is
would
that?
open
What is
floodgates
that?
for an
What was
unstoppable
that? It looked
Tyranid
cool.
invasion on Baal, Commander Dante took action. He assembled a mighty strike force comprised of the 1st and 2nd companies of the Blood Angels, Brother Corbulo, Captain Carleon, Chief Librarian Mephiston, and the bulk of Gabriel Seth's Flesh Terrors, and ventured into the Cryptus
What is
system.
that?
This strike force assault would later be known as the Cryptus campaign. The gathering of this strike force proved invaluable, as it reached the Cryptus system in time to aid the last hard-pressed Imperial defenders and avert complete catastrophe.
What is that? Like, Jesus Christ, look at the Tyranid thing. I've never seen that before. Like, it's almost like a tank, but with many legs. I think it has 6, like it's an arachnid. No, arachnids have 8 legs, right? I don't know. I'm not a biologist. Anyway, yeah, like, and look at this weird squiggly thing at the top there, and there they are, running assholes again. I love them. Yeah, it's like, look at that. I just want to shoot her. Like, where I can just shoot these things or be that thing and like maul people. That would also be fun. If there's something like that, let me know.
Yet the savage war that followed would see both Imperial and Xenos forces suffering rapidly escalating casualties. In
I
a
spotted
desperate
the
attempt to
ATST,
stop
by
the
the way.
onrushing splinter fleet, the Blood Angels were eventually forced to unleash an ancient weapon of terrible destructive force, called the Magna Vitrium, to annihilate an entire world of the Cryptus system and use its debris to devastate the encroaching Hive Fleet.
The Magna Vitrium. Magna is great. Vitrium. I don't know what that means. I don't know. My Latin is too bad. But yeah, so they basically pulverized the planet and hoped that its debris would like F up the enemies. I mean, that's a good tactic. Like, throw a
However,
planet.
showing his wisdom, Dante accepted that the Tyranids had only been slowed but not stopped.
What's that?
The Blood
What's
Angels
that?
commander ordered his
What is
forces to
that?
return to Baal. His chapter intended to fight for its survival upon the worlds of its birth.
Oh, that's so cool.
By the opening days of the 999th year in the 41st millennium, the Baal system had been reinforced like never before. Answering Commander Dante's call, one Blood Angel successor chapter after another arrived to lend much, if not all, of their strength to their first founding chapter.
Wow.
Slab-sided ground defences were raised upon the blasted sands of Baal Prime and Baal Secundus, and even around the fortress monastery of the Arx Angelicum on Baal itself.
Wow, that's so cool. I love
Auspex
these.
screens designed to detect deep void activity started to glow red with contact runes, as a colossal tidal wave of chitin armoured bioforms surged into the Baal system.
I love it. I've seen it before, this picture, but I love it. I love this like Tyranid wave Mars stuff, like going in, invading stuff like living fluid or something like that. It's so weird and so incredibly haunting. Like this image, like imagine the size of this. Like, look how big it is. Like what is this? Like, it's a moon probably, but like there are mountains. Like, we can't gauge something from mountains, unfortunately. But I mean, Jesus
Fleets of cruisers
Christ.
and battle barges gathered in
So
the void
cool.
around Baal and its moons in preparation, their combined might enough to crush star systems and end worlds. Still, it seemed unlikely that it would prove enough. The time had come for Commander Dante, chapter master of the Blood Angels, to lead the defense of the Baal system. With the Tyranids closing in, Commander Dante and his closest officers authorized the removal of the Blood Angels' precious gene seed reserves from their storage crypts, which were then packed carefully for transit under the watchful eyes of sanguinary priests, and then sent away on a swift starship with a small complement of the commander's most loyal guards.
So sanguinian priests, is that, like, I know their Primarch was sanguineous, so, oh, that's it. Wait, I'm sorry, I'm getting distracted by this awesome symbol. So it's a droplet of blood with the angel wings. That's so cool. It's here as well. I didn't even see that. I'm an idiot. Sorry. Yeah, I didn't see it. It's so well. I think that's my favorite symbol currently from the Space Marines. Like, that's so cool. But yes, Sanguinian priests. What does that mean? Is that like priest of Sanguinius? Also, his this was a complete mask. It was not just the corona. It's like a complete like helmet, and he's looking like this old vampire dude, which is very, very nice. Dante looks very nice. Cool. That's so
At the same
so
time,
cool.
Blood Angels gunships gathered every viable aspirant they could from amongst the nomadic tribes of Baal Prime and Baal Secundus. These new recruits were armed and then ferried to the Arx Angelicum on Baal.
Please tell me this is just a mural. Please tell me this is not a demon baby with the skeleton head that's alive. Why would you have this? Why would this exist? Like, give me one fucking reason why a baby with a skull would exist that has like wires in its head and is probably in pain. Or it doesn't have pain anymore, which is even worse. Oh, it's so weird.
There they formed defensive garrisons whose strength was intended to augment that of Sanguinius' sons. At least 40,000 aspirants were gathered in this way, and as a millennia of tradition was cast aside, were told that any who survived the coming battle would prove their worthiness to be initiated into the chapter's ranks.
Wow.
Little is said of the remaining tribesmen on Baal. Given what limited resources the Blood Angels can spare, they were left to hide or stand as they saw fit.
I love this picture. I think I've seen it before as well, but not with this lighting. Like this. I think it's supposed to be. I don't think it is, but I think it's supposed to be a muzzle flash. And this thing might be Lictor. I don't know if it is. I don't know them well enough yet, so it might be Lictor. But like, imagine that like you were in this trench, looking up. When's the fucker gonna come? And then, like, you start to just shoot to see, perhaps, I don't know what they're doing. And then, the Cthulhu asshole is there. You have to shoot it, but it won't work because it's a Cthulhu asshole. I'm so sorry. Cthulhu asshole. Anyway, you know what I mean. Like, that's so badass. This would make for a great horror movie. Also, this Lictor, I assume it's Lictor. Correct me if I'm wrong. Like, I will just assume it's one. So this Lictor looks a lot like Cthulhu, like the head does. Yeah, I did the reaction to Lovecraft versus 40k part 1, and I was reminded of Cthulhu's greatness and his not so greatness as well. So yeah, it's like this looks more because the squid part, so to speak, looks more fleshy here. It's not chitin. I'm sorry, I don't know how to pronounce that material they're made of. Like, it's very rubbery and squidgy. I love that. It's so disgusting.
Any Tyranids they managed to kill would be fewer monstrosities for the Blood Angels and their successors to deal with.
God,
but the
Jesus.
tribesmen were not
I hate
expected
this
to weather
picture.
the horrors that followed.
I know you.
And most
I know
did not.
you. Stupid thing. I
Knowing
love
that
that
the
picture.
fate of his chapter, and perhaps of the Imperium itself, would rest upon the defence of Baal, Dante had sent out the call to the Blood
you
Angels'
can't see it. There's a warp.
chapters,
There's a
telling
warp
of the doom
corridor
that was
over
approaching
there.
the
It looks so
homeworld of
cool.
their beloved Primarch Sanguinius. All came to the Blood Angels' aid, from the ferocious flesh terrors to the noble blood drinkers, and even the savage insular warriors of the Carmine Blades. Every single battle brother would be vital in the upcoming war, for the oncoming Tyranid fleet was enormous, by far the largest Tyranid host ever recorded by the Imperium.
Oh, really? Interesting.
Unwilling to yield void supremacy to the Tyranids of High Fleet
Look at it.
Leviathan without a fight, Commander Dante ordered his naval vessels to strike at the heart of the enemy and slow their advance.
Yeah, you started taking it, mate. You started taking it. By the way, Leviathan, I know it's from the Bible and probably Babylonian myth as well. I'm not sure though. Can someone remind me of what was that thing in the Bible? Wasn't it like a creature of Satan during the apocalypse or something? Or was wasn't the Leviathan before time? I just don't know. But I love Leviathan as a weird, like, it's this weird sea creature normally, so it like kind of fits that it's a squid thing. I know it's not the whole High Fleet, but like, I love the design of this. It looks so weird. It's again this great parallel of space and ocean, like this unknown territory. I love it so much. It's so well done.
The Blood Angels' own fleet moved to meet the enemy head-on and was joined by the presence of several spaceborne successor chapters. Hundreds of thousands of Tyranid bioships, in clusters so thick that the invasion fleet seemed to be one vast, single-minded organism, surged towards Baal and the orbiting defensive fleet.
Oh my god, yeah, look at it. Look at this asshole. Oh my god, it's like I don't know what it is. It's like a meatball that has tentacles in the mouth and wants to eat. And oh my god, what are they doing? Look at that. They're effing up this ship, effing up the ships. And what is this? I don't know what it is, but this looks brilliant. And I think this isn't a planet surface. This might be a ring, a planetary ring. Or perhaps it's a planet. This is such a great picture. So yeah, they just flew at them. Let's go. Let's start it.
Across 100 fronts, the red armoured voidcraft of the Blood Angels and their successors opened fire at the fleshy hive ships. Lances and gun decks split the darkness with their fury. Ruptured bioships tumbled away, slicks of ichor spilling from their sundered innards to freeze in the merciless void.
Yes.
The sky above Baal erupted in a violent firestorm as the immense vessels of the Space Marines slammed their way into the midst of the approaching Tyranids, launching devastating storms of nuclear-tipped warheads. One by one, Space Marine battle barges and cruisers were isolated and overwhelmed, battered by organic missiles, and enveloped by swarms of smaller bioships.
What do they have in their missiles? Is it like little creatures? Is it bacteria? Is it a virus? Is it just spores? Is it fungus? What do they have in their bioweapons? Or is it just something that goes boom? I wonder. Also, like, nukes won't help you against this. Reminds me of Stargate Atlantis, where they fight the Wraith, and the Wraith ships are like resistant to nukes a bit. Like, they're not fully. Like, if they detonate inside, they're effed, but I think from the outside they took some nukes, if I recall correctly, but I might be wrong. Look at all of that burning, despite it being in space.
And organic transports into the atmosphere as they entered low orbit over Baal.
I hate these. They are so creepy.
As the void battle raged overhead, the defenders of Baal awaited the first wave of Tyranids, taking up defensive positions among ancient fortifications that had been unearthed and rebuilt by chapter
there's an orc, I think.
Baal and its twin moons had been transformed into killing fields, dotted with artillery fortifications, mine-laced choke points, and overlapping fields of fire.
Yeah, get them, mates.
Dozens of Tyranid bioships were destroyed, hundreds of thousands of warrior organisms slain before they ever saw the irradiated sands of Baal.
But they are eternal in number.
Still, the Blood Angels were driven back.
Yeah.
Every victory carrying its own butcher's bill in flaming hulks and dead battle brothers.
That's so bad.
Soon enough, the Void War became unsustainable as more and more Tyranids emerged from the darkness and swarming waves.
Look at them.
With their surviving Voidcraft forced to fall back and harass the Hive Fleet's flanks.
Oh wow, I didn't even see them in the background. Look at them. Look at them. Like with their sky tentacle things. Look at them go. Oh, I love it.
The floodgates were opened, and the Blood Angels now faced the full fury of the Tyranid invasion.
That's so badass.
On Baal and its two moons, aircraft-sized mycetic spores darkened the skies in their millions. The shadow in the warp settled like a shroud around the Baal system, choking off any further hope of reinforcement.
Yeah, block it off.
The sons of Sanguinius stood alone in the face of the hurricane of death to come. As the first few Tyranid swarms made planetfall, they were instantly obliterated by pre-ranged artillery bombardments and a blistering volley of bolter rounds long before they could reach the defensive lines.
That's the scary thing about Tyranids. That's by far not enough. They just keep coming. You can like evaporate them, burn them, like throw acid at them. I don't know, freeze them to death, whatever. They will come back. They will just keep coming. They will just keep coming and coming and coming towards you, eating you out. Do you say it like that? I hope it wasn't inappropriate. But God, I think that sounded very wrong. Doesn't matter. There are Tyranids coming, and they're coming and getting us. I love that. I love that. Like I would love like a game where there's some like mode where you play a space marine, preferably blood angel, where you've got rage mode. I mean, that might be a cool mechanic. And then you go and the Tyranids come, and it's an endless mode of Tyranids, and it actually makes sense. It's an endless mode that actually makes sense, and you're just like, you just try to stop them for long enough to get points, and in the end you die. Oh, it would be so badass. Oh god, this is so cool. I love Tyranid battles so much.
Yet, with each passing moment, more Tyrannocyte spores rained down from low orbit, their bulging flesh sacs bursting open to disgorge warrior organisms into the fray. By the 10th wave, the ground was barely visible beneath the stampede of chitin-armoured bodies.
Wow.
Amidst this carpet of living flesh loomed colossal synapse creatures,
Ah.
hive tyrants, and giant tervigons which spewed out gaunts by the score. These larger monsters directed the swarms around them using their synaptic powers, even as they unleashed salvos of burning bioplasma or tore great rents in the fortifications with massive weapon limbs.
It looks so monstrous. I love the Tyranid designs. Look at that. It's so monstrous. Looks so filthy. And it's sword. I love that they have these swords. I love that they assimilate and just like rebuild stuff they assimilated with biomass, like the gun here. What is that thing? Look at it. It's just barely visible in the background, but it's big and it has more. And great.
As the enemy drew close, the fighting descended into frantic hand-to-hand slaughter as Genestealer brutes swept into the breaches. At the rear of the Tyranid swarms, a hulking creature surveyed the carnage, observing the Blood Angel's strategies, directing its lesser kin to counter their every move with an instinctive cunning towards warfare. The Swarmlord, herald of the hive mind, had been spawned anew to ensure the Blood Angel's demise.
A Swarmlord? There are lords? That's so badass. I mean, at least you can kill something so everyone else goes into a frenzy and like eats itself, but oh god.
Tyranids poured from the skies in ever-increasing numbers. Their spores slammed down like hellish seed pods to spill ravenous waves of war beasts.
Look at this one, it looks cool.
Orbital lasers and hurtling gunships took a mighty toll upon the xenos, in some regions wreaking such carnage that purple ichor fell like storm rain across the defenders below. Yet still the Tyranid waves persisted, Tyrannocytes falling thicker and thicker while gargoyles and harpies swooped between them, spitting acidic gruel that sent Blood Angel's aircraft spiralling down in flames.
Wow, that must look so epic. Imagine that. Imagine all of what he is describing here. He's doing a fantastic job, by the way. Like, give him a like. Like, what a cool dude. Like, this is very well done. Very well done. Like this ship exploding, falling.
Baal Secundus, the hail of gunfire from defensive gunners shredded the rippling tides of warrior organisms as they surged forwards. Their corpses piled up in hideous drifts, yet still they pressed forwards, metre by metre. The settlement of Angels Fall, where the Blood Angels gathered all aspirants for the trials to become new initiates of the chapter, became a blood-drenched altar to the gods of battle, its defenders massacred by avalanches of chitinous bodies and razored talons.
Wow,
Gabriel
so
Seth
good.
and his flesh terrors led the counterattack, carving their way through the dense swarms of Tyranid lifeforms, but their victories did not come without cost.
How much does the armor protect you against the spit, the acid and the stuff and the claws? Like, how powerful are Tyranid claws? Like, can they just claw through any Space Marine armor? Do they, like, need more than one scratchy scratch? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know how to express it. You know, like, how thick is it? Like, because sometimes it looks like they're just mowing with the chainsaw blades through the Tyranids. Like, is that a thing? Like, or how is it?
At the same time, elsewhere on Baal Secundus, the Carmine Blades hold firm in efforts to defend Baal's astropathic relay facility from the onslaught of the Tyranid
Astropathic
advance.
relay facility.
Seed planted, bolters roaring, their defence continued to hold against impossible odds, bringing honour to their names with each bloody day that dawns in the hope that someone will hear the transmission and call for help of the Scions of Sanguinius. On the moon of Baal Prime, the situation was worse still, as the Tyranids hurled overwhelming forces into battle.
Yeah, look at it.
The scions of Sanguinius repel back 19 waves of Tyranid assaults over the course of solar weeks,
19
fighting with a valour and
waves!
skill that honoured the memory of their fallen Primarch.
How did he die? I think I know. Wasn't Sanguinius... is that the one who, like, blew himself up through psychic overkill?
Marines from the Blood Drinkers and Angels and Carmine chapters fought back to back, forming a circle of blades and bolters against packs of advancing Tyranid warriors. Blood Angels assault marines leapt into the heart of the enemy swarm, hunting the largest and most ferocious monsters. Amidst rad-scorched desert valleys, massed formations of Adeptus Astartes tanks and artillery clashed with stampedes of charging carnifexes in a grinding, churning maelstrom of metal and flesh.
Imagine that. Imagine like this wall of carnifexes like running at you, like, and you have these, like, I don't know what the battle mechs are called. I'm sorry, forgot. But they are like there, and like they will punch against them, and they'll have their little armed cannon things and bolters and try their best. But the carnifexes just like run and like stamp them into the ground. Oh,
For solar
man.
weeks, the fighting raged on. The Tyranid body count spirals upwards with breathtaking speed, Dante's warriors felling hundreds of xenos for every one of their own that falls. Yet fall the sons of Sanguinius do, as their defence lines are breached and overwhelmed one after another.
Yeah.
As brave as the defence of Baal was, it could not last.
Wow, what a
With
dooming
every Tyranid attack, more
statement.
battle brothers were slain. 5 chapter masters amongst the Blood Angel successor chapters gave their lives to hold back the surging tide.
Oh no.
But as the bodies piled higher, it seemed such selfless sacrifice was for nothing. Baal was ready to fall. It was at this dark hour that a fresh calamity was unleashed upon the Baal system. In a cataclysmic eruption of empiric energy, the galaxy-spanning warp storm known as the Great Rift tore open.
Why?
The skies above Baal burned with etheric fire, and within the stirring depths of the Immaterium, ancient malevolent beings turned their dread gaze upon the material realm. As the fighting upon the moon of Valkyrie was at its most ferocious, and as the Blood Angel successors unleashed the full measure of their hatred against the Tyranid swarms, a gateway in reality tore open, and a scent of brimstone and burning blood filled the air. Demonic legions boiled from the winding rift.
Oh, this is so cool, so badass. Was it their hatred? I mean, it wasn't clear the way he said it. It is a bit implied. I don't care. My headcanon will be like their hatred for the Tyranids grew so strong that they like opened this up with their like collective hate for the Tyranids, and now these assholes come through. And I mean, this thing looks like a Tyranid as well. Like, it looks like a demon Tyranid, like with a tongue. Don't know what it is. I love its design though. Like, if this exists in the tabletop, I want it. Yeah, the weird guys with these masks. I think they are from Siege. I don't know though.
At their head came a
brilliant.
creature drawn from the blackest of nightmares. A bat-wing monstrosity wielding a rune-marked axe in one clawed fist and a barbed whip in the other.
Okay,
This
hello
was
Balrog.
Kabanda, bloodthirster of Khorne. No
Kabanda.
foe was more hated by
Khorne.
the sons of Sanguinius. For thousands of Terran years before, during the Cygnus campaign, Kabanda had stoked in them the red thirst, the genetic curse which had so ravaged the chapter in the millennia afterwards.
No way. Oh, that's so cool. Ah, that's so cool. Ah, that is really cool. I love that. What are they gonna do now? What are the demons gonna do? I didn't get its name, Kadal or something. So it was Khorne and not Siege. I'm sorry, I still don't I can't discern the styles of Khorne and Siege. Like, I'm pretty good at understanding and seeing what is from Slanesh and what is from Nurgle, but the other two I'm mixing up because I haven't seen them that much, because I have not seen that many videos on them. But yeah, man, so this thing comes in. It also looks like, if this is it looks like a Balrog, and I'm fine with that. That's cool. Perhaps the Balrog in Lord of the Rings got inspired by the arts, like the artwork of this. So what are they good? Like, what a great way to write this. Like what is it gonna do now? Like, Like, is the hatred so strong that these ding-dongs will, like, try to kill the Tyranids as well? Will they now also fight the Blood Angels because they are the ones that started their Blood Rage thing? And by the way, what the fuck is that? The fuck is that? I think I've seen it before. It looks, wow. It looks like a moth slug thing. Wow, I can't wait to hear more. Let's go. Let's fucking go.
Kabanda sought the sole honor of slaughtering the Blood Angels, and had no intention of allowing the Tyranids to interfere before the time of his triumph was at hand.
Nice. So he will go against them.
Transhuman blood was spilled in torrents as the Bloodthirsters' demon legions fell upon both Tyranids and the Astartes defenders of Baal. Tyranid warriors hacked and tore at leering bloodletters, while stampedes of blood crushers swept across the gore-splattered earth, smashing termagants beneath their brazen hooves. Kabanda stalked through the madness of battle, reaping their devastating toll upon all in his path with great swipes of his dread weapons.
Wow.
The Space Marine defenders, led by Chapter Master Gabriel Seth of the Flesh Terrors, fell back, harried on all sides. Only the sacrifice of the Knights of Blood, an excommunicated successor chapter who had nonetheless been accepted as allies by Commander Dante, allowed the survivors to board their vessels and escape, as Baal Prime was overwhelmed by warp-spawn monstrosities.
I am also sure that they, like, I don't know where this is from, if this is from a book or something else, but this, I bet there's an awesome story behind that. Like them, because they were excommunicated, which means there were differences. They might have fallen from grace in the eyes of the Blood Angels, but they were still, like, somehow accepted because they might be good warriors or something. And here they fell to honor, perhaps even to get back their honor. I'm interpreting this into the situation, of course. Like, of course I am, but I feel like for me that seems to be how it happened, and that's awesome. Like, imagine that, like. You are overwhelmed, and suddenly your brothers that were excommunicated, that had fallen from grace, that had become unholy and unworthy, and they now try to reclaim it or make things right, rush past you into the Tyranid swarm so you can escape, or not escape, defend yourself better and survive and win. What an epic setup.
As Seth's forces retreated, they caught one last glimpse of the Knights of Blood, hurling themselves into the thick of close combat with mindless fury, fully enveloped by the madness of the Black Rage. Coils of empiric energy snatched out from great warp rifts and swallowed thousands of Hive Fleet Leviathan's bioships in Baal's orbit. Soon, only the burning remnants of gutted hive ships remained, drawn in by Baal's gravitic pull to rain down upon its ravaged surface.
What the fuck? Oh, that's so cool. First of all, the gobblers are gobbled up, which is funny. Wow, I have never thought that I would see chaos, like, coming in such force, like, and I've reacted to Cadia. I've reacted to that video. I don't know if it's this dude doing it, because he's doing such a fantastic job. So, yeah, mate, thanks for making this video. But Jesus Christ, it's just like, I never, like chaos here feels so incredibly powerful. And I know they are, I know they are powerful, but that they're this fucking powerful, like, to just wipe out the Tyranid fleet. So cool. And also imagine that these big fucking dead squids and the sky burning now fallen to the earth, and like meteors, like they would do so much damage. Do you know how much damage they would do when, like, they're falling from orbit? Jesus Christ, it's so badass, it's so cool.
Below this raging inferno, Commander Dante led his fellow remaining warriors in fighting retreat to the walls of the Blood Angels' fortress monastery.
Wait, what is that? What is that? That looks so stupid. What is that? I see you, weird manatee Tyranid.
The Arx Angelicum. As the sons of Sanguinius and the beasts of Hive Fleet Leviathan fought on towards a mutual annihilation, the immense reality-bending energies emitted by the relentless warp storms began to take their toll on time itself. as every hour that passed seemed to stretch into days or even years.
Oh my
It's one
god.
of the reasons that no feasible data has been obtained on the actual duration of the Tyranid assault on the Baal system.
That's so cool.
The defences of the Arx Angelicum began to buckle and crack as the greatest Tyranid wave yet slammed upon the fortress
Look
like an
at
immense
them.
tidal wave of
What
razor-sharp
assholes.
teeth.
I love them so much.
It was not long before the defences were finally breached. Bodies started to pile high amidst the sundered defences as 3 chapter masters from successor chapters fell in battle while leading the defence of the Dome of Angels.
Rip.
Still the defenders fought on, even throwing open the gates of the Tower of Amario and letting the captive members of the Death Company loose. If the Blood Angels were to die, they intended to do so in battle and on their own terms.
Yeah, man.
Forward strode the Swarmlord.
I love that about the Space Marines so much. You know, I think that's what I love most. Like, they have their way and they stand for it. And they will not, like... It's more complicated than saying they won't be cowards. But, like, they will not be cowards in their cause, so to speak. Like, I don't know if if that is clear what I'm saying. I hope it is. But I love that about them. Like, they are honorable in their own way, all of them, I think, which is so cool. Like this again, like they will die on their own terms. What badass lines they have.
Entering the fray and carving the Space Marines apart with every slice of its jagged bone swords. Exhausted and filled with sorrow, yet defiant as ever,
There he
Dante hacked
is.
his way
Yeah,
through the swarm
Dante,
of
mate.
Tyranid flesh with his
Fuck
axe
them up.
Mortalis, seeking the Swarmlord's head.
So Mortalis is like, of course, mortal, I think. So he attacked his head.
The two engaged in a desperate battle under the burning sky until Dante, bleeding from sustained mortal wounds, cut the creature down. The Swarmlord had been vanquished.
Yes, but chaos is still
The
there.
tortured skies finally cleared as Dante collapsed to the ground, his anguished warriors straining to reach his battered body. Where before the Hive Fleet had blotted the sky, now not a single Xenos vessel remained. The storm had finally passed, and had been replaced by a fleet of Imperial ships. The Primarch Reboot Guilliman, the resurrected Avenging Sun, had arrived at
Wow. Oh, this is making me really teary. Oh god. Why is this making me so teary? I don't even know him, this Dante guy, but they said mortally wounded. I might be shit at English, that's why I don't misunderstand, but that means for me that he's gonna die, definitely. And now the heroic arrival of Guilliman. Ah, it's so cool. They finally came. The warp, like, why did the warp disappear? And where's the warp demon thing? Like, isn't it still there, trying to gobble up stuff?
the head of the great Indomitus crusade. Now it was drop pods and Stormraven gunships which dotted the skies above Baal, as Guilliman and his marines crashed down into the thick of the Tyranid swarm to aid their battle brothers.
There he is. Let's go, fucking Guilliman. Get them.
Hive Fleet Leviathan's remaining ground forces still outnumbered the Space Marines, but the death of the Swarmlord resulted in the collapse of the psychic synapse field,
that's what I
causing nearby
thought.
Hormigons and Termagants to revert to their frenzied predatory
Jesus fuck.
instincts. And although it embiggered their ravenous bloodthirst, it also completely diminished their ability to coordinate their attacks,
that's
which
what I
yielded
said.
an opening
They're
for the
fucked.
Space Marines' counter-offensive.
Though, to be fair, that's a bit of a nerf. Like, because if you wouldn't have written in this Swarmlord thing, if it was really a hive mind, then this would have not stopped them. Which is like, yeah, okay. So the Tyranids are not as strong as they could be. Like, from a what would you say? From a storytelling perspective. Like, not of course, like, you know what I mean?
Fighting at Guilliman's side, the new breed of transhuman warriors, the Primaris Space Marines, who had been birthed from the vaults of Mars by Belisarius Cawl, unleashed devastatingly accurate salvos of fire from the Mark II pattern bolt rifles, and the mighty host of the Leviathan was cut to pieces. The salvation of Baal did not come quickly, or without cost.
Yeah, I
Even as
imagine.
Guilliman's forces rained down to relieve the siege of the Arx Angelicum, and joined forces with the surviving sons of Sanguinius, still more Imperial lives are lost. Yet hopeless defeat has become a glorious victory against the odds. Meanwhile, if certain grim secrets of the Blood Angel's gene line were laid bare before the eyes of the Ultramarines Primarch, he chose to keep his own counsel and leave such things unspoken.
Okay. Yeah. the seeds are there as well. They're important. I don't know how important they were. Like, I know that you can birth new like not birth, but metaphorically birth new Astartes through that. But yeah, and it has his brother's stuff inside, so I guess he kept it quiet.
Before a solar month was out, Baal Secundus was cleansed of all Tyranid life forms. The slaughter was spearheaded by Primaris Space Marines clad in the heraldry of the Blood Angels and their successors. The moon of Baal Prime had been utterly stripped of life during the conflict, and no such material efforts were required. Nothing remained but desolation. Though Gabriel Seth and his last surviving flesh terrors had escaped the unnatural cataclysm unleashed by the opening of the Great Rift, the demons had vanished back into the warp, leaving nothing behind but mountains of Tyranid skulls.
Why? Why did they leave? Because the hatred like faded when they were won? And they could like, and the warp rifts got unstable, but the weird guy with the whip and the whatever X, he was still around. Why did he leave? I just don't get that. Like, if it's not cleared up in the next 2 minutes, please tell me in the comments how that worked, because I don't get that part. Like, why did they suddenly leave? Like, they were winning. Like, they were just shitting on the Tyranids.
In the wake of the devastation of Baal, gravely wounded but still alive, Commander Dante bent the knee to the Ultramarines Primarch, now the ruling Lord Commander of the Imperium, who bestowed upon him the title of Regent of the Imperium Nihilus, the portion of the Imperium in the galactic north cut off from Terra and the light of the Astronomicon by the Great Rift. In Dante and the surviving Blood Angel.
Oh, so he's survived. Oh, thank fuck. Thank fuck. I want more Dante. Like, I didn't even read anything about him. He was just such a badass character. Love his design. Is there more about him? Please tell me. If there's more about Dante, I need more Dante. What a badass motherfucker.
And their successor chapters, Guilliman recognized a noble spirit, a flickering flame kept alive from the Imperium's glorious past. His gift to them was mighty indeed. Formations of Primaris Space Marines with which to bolster their devastated ranks, derived from the bloodline and gene seed of Sanguinius.
Wow, yeah, cool.
After
That's
a period
good.
of intensive reconstruction of Baal and recovery for the chapter, and with Commander Dante declared regent of the entire Imperium Nihilus by Reboot Guilliman.
What an honor as well. Like, what an honor, mate. That's so cool. Thanks, Guilliman. That's probably the most tactical thing to do as well, knowing Guilliman, but...
The Blood Angels and their successors were soon ready to rejoin the war for the Emperor's realm.
Man... Our light shall not gutter out beneath this shroud of blackness. These xenos filth will not prevail. I vow to you who share the angels' noble blood, we will cast down these beasts, we will sunder their hosts, for their end has come. Commander Dante, Lord of the Angelic Host, that's so cool. So, did he get the wings after this? Anyway, love Dante. I don't know why I love him so much. I need more of him, but he's one of my favorite characters in this universe. I don't know why, it's so weird, but I love him. I really love him. Like, that's a cool dude. Perhaps it was the way this video was done. It was a brilliant video, so thank you, SleepySack, for doing this one. And yeah, man, this is just brilliant. Yeah. Yeah. So please, as I said, he has a smaller channel. Like he's not he doesn't have a big channel, so please support him. Like, he's got 11,000 subs and 100 comments under this brilliant video. So if you have not please, if you haven't liked this video, the original one, please go there, like this one as well, as always, and comment and share. But yeah, I mean, that aside, please go to his video as well and like it and comment something nice, because he did a fantastic job here. I still it's, as always, I have this feeling a lot of the times that there's there are some details missing and stuff like that, but I don't expect that from these videos, because they're giving me the gist. So yeah, shout outs to this brilliant dude who did this cool video. The video was so good. Like I had so much fun with this. I almost like I got really teary in the end. Like if this would have gone on for longer, I would have probably, been more sad even. But I'm glad he survived. Dante survived. I have to read Dante's Inferno as well. I just realized I have never read that. It's supposed to be really cool. I mean, I know the gist with the layers of hell and stuff, but yeah. So that's this reaction. Thank you again for watching. I hope you had some fun here. And as I said, if you you want to support me a bit more, other than subscribing, you can read my horror story on No Sleep. I support it a bit. And yeah, it's interactive, so you might even be able to influence it a bit. So I hope you have some fun there. But anyway, this was awesome. Like if you have more stuff like this, because I said it, yeah, Last Church will come very, very soon, probably this week, I hope, or next week. And yeah, please, if there is more like this battle stuff, I really like that. Like we did Cadia, that was awesome. We did Macrach, that was awesome. Like I love these; they are so well done. Like the music and it's such cool stuff. I can't wait for more. So I hope you have a very great day. Please, as always, take care of yourself. Like if it's very hot where you are, please drink something. Be in the shade. Don't overexhaust yourself. But have a happy day and see you soon, hopefully, to the next one. Bye.